Buckle up for joining into the revolutionary mind of Karl Marx, the German philosopher and economist whose critiques of capitalism reshaped how we understand society, labor, and history. Born on May 5th, 1818 in Prussia, Marx grew up in a middle-class Jewish family amid the aftermath of the French Revolution and the rise of industrialism. Exiled for his radical writings, he collaborated with Friedrich Engels in London, producing masterpieces such as the Communist Manifesto and Capital. During the turbulence of the 19th century, factory exploitation, urban poverty, and fierce class struggles, Marx passed away in 1883. Yet, his ideas ignited revolutions from Russia to Cuba. He saw society not as harmonious, but as a battleground of economic forces, where workers' alienation from their labor drives inevitable change toward communism. At the heart of his thought is historical materialism. History unfolds through class struggles over the means of production. Commodities mask human relations, fetishizing value over lived experience. Imagine a factory worker on an assembly line. Their labor, which creates value, is alienated and transformed into profit for owners, hiding the exploitation beneath. Dialectics, borrowed from Hegel, propels this motion. Thesis: capitalism meets antithesis, proletariat revolt, synthesizing communism. Marx critiques ideology as a form of false consciousness that opposed the status quo, while advocating praxis, action of theory aimed at emancipation. Now, fuse this with the generative pulse of inner ontology, a relational framework where reality emerges from inner instincts. These primordial potentials balance inner coherence, class solidarity, value integration with outward differentiation, economic expansion, struggles. Through inner entanglement, these create cycles of accumulated asymmetry, alienation build-up, and recurrent symmetry, revolutionary equilibria. Balances modulate flows, tuning exploitation or emancipation. The synergy is explosive. Marx's dialectics mirror IO's rhythms, with alienation as asymmetrical disruptions. IO provides primitives to ontologize Marx's materialism, transforming social economics into cosmic generativity. We'll unpack this with examples from Engels, and thinkers like Antonio Gramsci. By the end, you will see how IO elevates Marx into a universal ontology of transformative becoming. Let's revolutionize the dialectic. To grasp Karl Marx's enduring legacy, let's contextualize him in the turbulent 19th century Europe. A cauldron of industrialization, imperialism, and ideological ferment. The 1830s to 1840s saw factories mushroom, workers herded into slums amid cholera outbreaks and child labor horrors. Revolutions of 1848 swept the continent, demanding rights, while Dine's 1859 evolution theory challenged divine orders. Marx, influenced by Hegel's dialectics and Feuerbach's materialism, witnessed the Paris Commune's 1871 uprising. Workers' briefly crushed brutally. The era's thinkers like Adam Smith championed free markets, but Marx exposed their illusions in the German ideology, 1846, co-authored with Engels. Global shifts like British colonialism fueled capital accumulation, which Marx analyzed in Capital as surplus value extraction. Post-Marx, his ideas sparked Lenin's 1917 revolution and Mao's China, while critics from Weber highlighted unintended totalitarian risks. Through IO's lens, this period is accumulated asymmetry, industrial expansions disrupting feudal symmetries, demanding recurrent equilibria via class entanglements. Marx's materialism embodies IOE, fusing economics, history, and philosophy into emergent revolutionary models. Let's roll up our sleeves and dive headfirst into the intellectual powers that is Karl Marx's philosophy. Ideas so potent they have sparked revolutions, shaped economies, and continue to fuel debates about justice and human potential. We'll unpack his cornerstone concepts with meticulous care, layer by layer, blending step-by-step breakdowns for clarity, everyday analogies to make them stick, and those deeper, thought-provoking nuances that reveal Marx not just as a critic of capitalism, but as a visionary architect of social transformation. We'll start with historical materialism, then weave into dialectics, and culminate with alienation, showing how these threads interlock into a tapestry of critique and hope. Along the way, I'll highlight influences, critics, and real-world echoes to bring this alive. Because Marx isn't just his story, he's a lens for understanding our world today. First, let's tackle historical materialism, the bedrock of Marx's worldview, a radical framework that flips traditional history on its head by insisting that it's not great man, divine will, or lofty ideas that drive the human story, but the gritty material conditions of how we produce and survive. At its heart, this is a theory of economic determinism with a twist. Society evolves through tangible struggles over resources, tools, and labor, not abstract ideas. To break it down step by step, begin with the famous base superstructure model. Step 1. The economic base, which includes the forces of production, technology, tools, skills, and relations of production, who owns what, how labor is organized. This base is the foundation. Think of it as the engine room of society, churning out goods and shaping how people interact. For example, in feudal times, the base was land-based agriculture with roads and serfs. In capitalism, it's factories, mechanics, and wage labor between bosses and workers. Step 2. The superstructure lies from this base, encompassing everything from laws, politics, and religion to art, education, and family structures. Marx argued the base largely determines the superstructure. It's not random that capitalist societies glorify individualism and competition through their media and schools. It reinforces the economic order. But here's a key nuance. It's not a one-way street. Marx and Engels acknowledged feedback loops. The superstructure can stabilize or even tweak the base, like labor laws tempering low exploitation to prevent collapse. This avoids crude determinism. Think of how unions can force better wages. Step 3. Class struggle as the motor of history. Antagonisms between classes, those who control production versus those who sell their labor, propel societal change. History isn't a smooth progression, but a series of ruptures where contradictions in the base build until they burst. Step 4. historical stages outline this evolution from primitive communism to ancient slavery, medieval feudalism, modern capitalism, and ultimately socialism communism, where class is dissolved. An accessible analogy. Imagine society as a vast building under constant renovation. The foundation, economic base, dictates the overall design. If you switch from wooden beams to steel girders, the upper floors must adapt or crumble. But workers are the builders. Their growing discontent with shoddy conditions sparks the overhaul. Contra idealism, think Hegel's spirit or Kant's moral imperatives driving history. Marx grounds everything in praxis, the real hands-on activity of people making their world. Yet, he wasn't rigid. In letters and later works like the 18th Brumaire, he showed how individuals like Napoleon could influence events within material constraints. Influences include classical political economy, for value theory, but Marx critiqued their ahistorical views. Critics from later thinkers like Max Weber, Protestant ethic, adding cultural factors, highlight materialism's potential oversight of ideas' independent power. Yet, Marx's framework endures in analyzing inequality, as seen in Piketty's Capital in the 21st century. Overall, historical materialism's transformative power lies in demystifying power, showing exploitation as systemic, not personal, empowering collective action. Now, seamlessly flowing from materialism is dialectics. Marx's method of understanding change, borrowed from Hegel but turned the right side up to focus on matter over mind. Dialectics isn't just fancy jargon. It's a dynamic lens seeing reality as constant motion where contradictions breed progress. At its core, it's the triad of synthesis, antithesis, and synthesis. The synthesis is the established order, a stable but flawed status quo, like capitalism's productive efficiency. This generates its own antithesis, internal contradictions that undermine it, such as overproduction crisis or worker immiseration. These clash, resolving in synthesis, a higher transformed state like socialist redistribution, which then becomes the new thesis, restarting the cycle. But let's deepen this. Marx's dialectics is materialist, rooted in real economic conflicts, not Hegel's idealist case world spirit unfolding abstractly. For Marx, contradictions are concrete. Capitalism's drive for profit exploits labor, sparking class war toward communal ownership. For example, the 2008 financial crash deregulated markets, bred speculative bubbles, synthesizing bailouts and regulations, though incomplete, hitting at deeper systemic flaws. It's not mechanical inevitability. Marx stressed contingency. Revolution depends on class consciousness, where workers awaken to their shared plight. This avoids fatalism critics, like Karl Popper's The Open Society, accusing dialectics of pseudoscience. Influences include ancient Greeks, Heraclitus's Flux, by Hegel, but Marx applied it empirically, as in Engels' Dialectics of Nature, extending to science. Influences and extensions. Dialectics draws from Feuerbach's materialism, but inverts it. Humans make gods, not vice versa. Later, Lucas added reification, treating relations as things, enriching commodity critics. Finally, alienation, the poignant human cost of capitalism, where workers are estranged from their essence, turning creative beings into cogs. First, alienation from labor. Work becomes drudgery, a forced means to survive, not joyful expression. Imagine crafting a beautiful chair by hand versus stamping out thousands on a line. Second, from products, creations confront as alien forces. The worker builds a mansion but lives in a slum. The product belongs to the capitalist. Third, from fellow humans, competition pits workers against each other, breeding isolation instead of solidarity. Fourth, from species being, humans lose their unique capacity for free, creative production, reduced to animal-like subsistence. Private property and division of labor. Communism restores wholeness via collective ownership, tied to commodity fetishism. Objects gain mystical aura, like iPhones seeming valuable beyond labor embedded, hiding exploitation, as in branded sneakers hyped by ads. Hegel's master-slave dialectic flipped materialist. Feminist extensions like Federici highlight unpaid domestic labor's alienation. Together, these concepts form Marx's symphony. Materialism sets the stage, dialectics the plot twists, alienation the tragic tension, culminating in emancipatory vision, classless society where humans flourish freely, profound for critiquing contradictions, advocating praxis over passivity, envisioning utopia via struggle. Shifting focus, recall inner ontology, a relational symphony. Existence springs from inner instincts, pre-categorical singularities in superposition, embodying inward wholeness and outward becoming. Complex values, they enable IOE, asymmetries, resolve into symmetries. Balances modulate, positive inward for base stability, negative outward for revolutionary drives, driving recursive layers from economic soft patterns to social hard loops. Aligning Marx with IO uncovers profound resonances. Let's dissect with precision and examples. Historical materialism parallels layered emergence, base as lower entanglements, superstructure as higher loops. Contradictions as phase differences in IOE, progress as recursive generativity. For example, proletariat revolt, alienation asymmetries resolve into communist symmetries. IO resolves Marx's anthropocentrism by extending dialectics cosmically, ecological crisis as planetary alienations. IO enhances Marx by ontologizing materialism classes from IOI outflows, dialectics as primitive rhythms, turning economics generative. IOIs explain alienation's origin, asymmetries inherent in relationality. Marx reciprocates his practice as activist urgency to balances. Class analysis infuses IO with social justice, Result? Materialist generativity, society as entangled histories, revolution as ontological resolutions. In consciousness, false ideology as schema distortions. Ethically, emancipation as balanced ethics. This fusion of Karl Marx and inner ontology reshapes how we think about our world. Capitalism appears as a series of layered asymmetries. IO shows us that reform isn't just policy, it's entangled adjustment of flows. Universal basic income, for example, can modulate social balances, guiding resources toward equity. Marx's critique of alienation now informs the digital age. In AI and automated labor, IO suggests participatory designs that prevent the emergence of a new digital proletariat, keeping work human-centered and relational. Dialectics take on a cosmic dimension. Movements like climate justice aren't just campaigns. They are anti-alienation practices, tuning societal flows between outer struggle and inner solidarity. Fusing Marx with IO, history emerges as a dialectical rhythm. Materialism flows from generative primitives and struggles modulate entangled currents across society. Marx unmasks exploitation, revealing the forces that alienate labor. IO as ontological depth, elevating critique into cosmic participation. From factory floors to revolutionary horizons, the lesson is clear. Entangle outwardly in struggle, resolve inwardly in solidarity, transform collectively. Where Marx envisions communism as the end of class oppression, IO contributes the primordial pulse, the generative spark that underlies every cycle of becoming.